What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Intoxicated Sports Report. I'm Emerson Hip. With me, as always, Gabe Samoji.
Hi.
It's a Victory Tuesday Victory Monday for you.
Monday
for you.
for me.
Not for me. That's the first time in a little while that we haven't shared the same result.
Yeah.
And it's been like a month since that happened, I think.
Because the Cowboys didn't win last week, but
the Niners also lost. And
lost.
then the both teams won the previous 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling good. Feeling good.
You should be.
Yeah.
What are Cowboys? What 5-2 now?
5-2.
Yeah.
They play a Lions team who
They're not good.
isn't great, but you can only play who's in front of you,
That's right.
and that's that. So that I'm taking a shot, and so are you.
Sure.
Right. Well, it's not for the Cowboys.
No.
But we decided, what? It's gonna be one of those.
Get it saucy right off the
Getting
bat.
sauce right off the bat. Speaking of sauce, what are we sipping on here?
So along with our little maker
Wait,
shot.
let me guess. Paper plane.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Always.
You've had this one plenty of
I
times.
have. You know what when I drank this drink, it just reminds me of Dover.
Yeah, it was a very popular one at Dover.
It just does.
Yeah.
Miss that place.
I love this drink too. I do miss that place, man. Fuck. Don't get me all teary-eyed now.
You don't cry. Don't worry about it. We know you don't.
I get misty.
You don't. You get dewy.
Dude, yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yep.
Oh, that's one way to get the day going.
Yeah.
We had a little fun yesterday. Went out and watched the Niners get their shit kicked in.
I was telling Devin earlier today that the vibe when we first walked into Palisades and you guys were already kind of sauced. Or maybe not sauced, but you were
We had some
a couple drinks before we did.
Yeah.
The vibes of you guys just being all excited. I mean, I'll give you guys credit. Or, I'll give it to you guys. McCaffrey was there. It was like,
Yeah, it was-
it's going to be a great day.
Right.
And to me, it kind of felt like this could be the day that the Niners just kick ass, and it's the Chiefs. You always want to beat the Chiefs.
Right. Yeah.
Especially, for you guys after what happened
Yeah.
a few years ago. And slowly, over the next 2.5 hours that Deb and I were there, that was not the case.
Just went way downhill.
It was literally 0-200.
Yeah. I mean, granted, the Niners stayed in it till, I would say, they were still in it early in the fourth quarter, and then just, because I think they're down by 5.
Well, they were up 10-0.
They got up to a good start.
Yeah.
For sure.
And we know what happens when the Niners take 10-point leads against the Chiefs.
They don't do the good things.
No, they don't.
But we'll talk more about the game later.
Yes,
But
we will.
it was a good time nonetheless.
Yeah, it was nice.
Good to get together with everyone.
Yeah, it was me, you, Dev, Sal, Garrett, and undefeated Danny.
That's right.
Undefeated darts.
Can't really call him overrated anymore. He's got the 7-0.
He's undefeated. He's going to be over 500 for sure.
Yeah, no questions.
No questions. And that's nice.
Yeah, can't complain about 7-0. He's probably good chance he's locked in with the 7 wins. I mean, he probably
What do you mean locked in?
locked into the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you go on Fantasy Football, the app, or it'll tell you like
The percentage of chance.
Percentage chance. Yeah. I'm in that 50% range, so hopefully I'm gonna beat Sean tonight unless Nick Folk hits 25 points
Goes
tonight.
nuts. He's the kicker for the Patriots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I've ever seen a kicker get 25 points, so I'm feeling pretty good. But
Yeah, I've
you
seen
never
maybe
know.
20 once.
You never know.
Yeah. You never know, that's right.
You don't.
So, my friend, what do we have on tap today?
NFL as always.
Yeah.
College football.
Yep.
But before we get into all that, we have some MLB playoffs to talk about.
Yes, sir. The World Series matchup is set.
It's locked.
It's locked in.
Lock it in.
We'll start by talking about the American League Championship Series, where the Astros made light work of the New York Yankees. Sorry, Ashley.
They own the Yankees.
They do.
They own them. This isn't. No Yankee fan can say this is a rivalry, because to me, you know what a rivalry means? Both sides win a good amount of time.
Right.
It's like not half and half.
Yeah, it's got to be sort of close.
Sort of close. It's
at least sort of close.
It's not sort of close.
No, it's Astros, and then it's the other team.
Yeah, it's not even close.
You know what's funny to me about this whole, what we're calling a not rivalry, is how, and rightfully so, Yankees fans and of course Dodgers fans too are butthurt about the cheating scandal with the Astros. But yet, even since then, the Astros still keep coming back and whooping the Yankees' ass every time they face them.
This is their fourth World Series appearance in 7 years. I mean, we thought 3. I mean, the Giants won all 3 of theirs, but we thought 3 and 5 was pretty impressive.
Right.
4 out of 7 is impressive.
I think it's 4 out of 6, if I'm not mistaken, actually.
Well, since 2017 to now. Is that 7 years?
I think it's 6.
That's 6 years?
Yeah.
4 and 6, excuse
Yeah,
me.
and they've got to the championship series every year of that run as well.
Have they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the one thing I'll say about what you just said is, yeah, they cheated in 2017 and they won, but they have not won the World Series since that year. So they to me have a lot of proof.
They
still.
do, yes. I agree with you on that.
If they win this year, then you can kind of say, well, yeah, they cheated, but at least they won it after that.
Right.
You know.
Yep. No doubt. But yeah, Houston looked great. I mean, they pitched the hell out of this series. Jeremy Pena won the MVP, rookie shortstop, who pretty much replaced Carlos Correa. So no setback in that area. He had a couple home runs in the series. New York just they couldn't hit. Aaron Judge, 1 for 16 in the series. He had a rough postseason.
It sucks. After having a legendary regular season.
Right. Yeah.
He goes out like this.
Yeah.
And isn't it just perfect that he was the last out of the game?
And he just chopped one back to the pitcher.
Chopped one back to the pitcher.
That's rough. But yeah, the Yankees only hit 162 as a team in the series. I think they had 19 hits in 5 games or 4 games. Not gonna get it done.
No. I saw the Yankees were the first team in MLB history with 5 straight LCS appearance losses.
Oh, like every time they've been.
Every time they've been, the last 5 times that they've been to the LCS,
they've lost.
They've lost.
Yikes,
which is
that's
rough.
rough. That is rough.
I also saw on Twitter that Game 4 of the ALCS, the lowest price ticket ranged from $18 to $20.
Yeah, that's wild.
How's that even possible?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I get it's elimination game. That's still like if the Giants were playing in an LCS and they were on the brink of getting swept, and the tickets were $18 to $20, I would be like, let's go.
Right. I mean, you're probably sitting in a really shitty seat, most likely, but yeah, it'd still be nice to
there.
Be in the atmosphere. Yeah.
That to me was baffling.
That is surprising. But yeah, I mean, maybe everyone knew the writing was on the wall, so they're
That's true.
like, we'll stay home for this one. It probably didn't help that it was on a Sunday. I don't know why. I mean, like with the football factor, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But just throwing that out there. You ready to move on to the National League?
One other thing I wanted to say is I was watching. Might have been Game 1. It was one of these games in the championship series, and Ryan Presley he's the closer for the Astros.
Yeah.
And he finished it off. He's a great pitcher, man.
He's pretty nasty.
He puts the ball wherever he wants to put it.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Yeah.
You know who he reminds me of, and it's funny because he wears number 55. He reminds me of Tim Lincecum. The way he pitches, the way he just the way the motions remind me just of Tim Lincecum.
Okay, I'll have to watch him again and think about it. But
Obviously, Lincecum was a great starter.
Right.
But Presley is a closer.
Well, Jimmy had some great relief appearances in the playoffs in his career.
Next time you watch him, he plays, just watch him and see if you understand what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah.
Even down to the same number.
You're right. I like that too.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So National League Championship Series, Phillies made pretty quick work of the Padres as well. They won that series in 5 games. I think it was a little bit of a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the Phillies, for me, if I was going to imagine them winning the series, it was going to go at least 6 or 7 games, not 5. But they are riding that wave right now.
They're the Cinderella team.
They really are.
They really are.
They got some momentum right now. They were teeing off on the Padres pitching staff in the series. 10 home runs in 5 games.
Which I was told was a great pitching staff.
Yeah, I mean the bullpen had been amazing up until this point, and then they just kind of crumbled in the series.
Yeah.
And really, they didn't really get any other good starts. I mean, outside of Darvish, the starters ERA in the series 9.28. So, yeah, that's not going to win you any games. But yeah, I mean, I just felt like on paper San Diego matched up just a little bit better than Philadelphia, but they didn't get it done. They got beat. Bryce Harper, NLCS MVP. He had a couple home runs, 8 for 20 at the plate in the series.
He's playing like that guy right now.
Dude, he's on fire
like
this
that
postseason.
guy.
On fire. He's got 5 home runs this postseason.
And he's DHing right now.
Yeah, he's hurt right now, which I also give him a lot of credit for how he's performing, playing through injury, and he can't play the outfield basically because of it. Yeah. So, but yeah, good for him. And like we said, like we all know Bryce Harper as that kind of douchey guy. It's hard to root for his personality, but you gotta tip the cap. Like he plays hard and he's producing at the right time right now.
He loves playing the game.
Yeah,
and he'll do anything he can. Clearly, I mean, he's hurt and he's still playing. He's won the MVP of the NLCS.
Right.
Do you think if there was no DH in the National League that he would be playing right now for the Phillies?
It's hard to say. I mean, maybe they're just using it to kind of save him, and maybe he could play out there. I would think he would play.
What's the scenario though where he wouldn't be able to start, would he? Because he can't play any positions, or could he?
Well, I mean, if he was able to play the outfield, like he would probably be out there, but they're saying that he can't. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe he would just be a pinch hitter. You know. Rhys Hoskins also had a huge series. He had 4 home runs. Schwarber had 3 of his own.
Schwarber had some moonshots.
Dude, when he hits balls, they go far. He had that 488 footer in the first game, I believe it was. Wild.
Kyle Schwarber's pretty good in the postseason.
Yeah, he's having a good postseason for sure.
Well, I'm back when he played the Cubs too.
Oh, that's
he,
it.
He was
Yeah,
pretty good for that
that's right.
postseason.
That's right. He actually made a good case for winning MVP of the series as well. I think he hit like 500 in the series.
Yeah. I don't root for Bryce Harper much. Never really have. Like we've said, he's kind of like kind of a douche.
Yeah.
But I'm rooting for him. I am gonna pick the Astros to win the World Series. But I mean, I'd be happy either way. I'd be happy to see Harper win his first one because I always, like I said a couple weeks ago, I feel bad that he wasn't on that Nationals team. He left the Nationals literally a year later.
I'm not gonna lie though, I kind of laughed at him in that situation. I was like, dude, that kind of says something about you.
I kind of laughed too, but I can't help but feel bad for the guy.
Right.
But now he's getting his chance, and
Right.
I hope he takes advantage of it, and hopefully the Phillies can.
He's putting the team on his back right now.
It does feel like a David and Goliath situation
It does.
with the Astros and the Phillies.
I do like the fact that we're getting a situation where both teams are going to have the same amount of days off going into the series. So
They don't play till Friday.
And they don't play till Friday. So we have likely the 2 aces going to be starting on Friday. Verlander and Wheeler. Should be a good one.
Dude, Verlander is nice.
I think the Phillies are going to win game 1.
You think so?
I think so. Their luck may run out in the series, but I think Verlander hasn't been as sharp. I mean, I know he had a lot of strikeouts in his last game, but he took a lot of pitches to get his outs. He hasn't been quite as sharp in the postseason, so I'll take the Phillies to win game 1 at least.
Yeah. This is the Phillies' first World Series appearance since 2009 when they lost to the Yankees.
That's right. They went back-to-back that year, or in 08-09, but lost in 2009. But here they are. Who'd have thought? Like, I've even seen a lot of Philly fans around the hotel the last couple weeks, and none of them were like thought that they would be in this position. Yeah.
You probably say the same for Padres fans.
Right.
I mean, I guess on paper they're like, well,
they got a big old payroll and all that, so yeah. But no one thought they were going to beat the Dodgers the way they did.
No way. So with all that being said, who do you got? How many games?
The smart person in me says Astros in 6.
I hate picking in 6 because I feel like that's just
that's the easy number.
That's the cop out pick. I'm gonna go 7.
Okay.
Astros in 7.
Honestly, the Astros probably could win in 5. I will say though, the Astros have not won a lot of games convincingly. Like they only had the one blowout win against the Yankees, but every other game was close, and that was the same situation against Seattle.
They haven't lost a game yet in the playoffs.
It's true. They're gonna lose again.
That means they're due though.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose. If they went and swept.
Right.
Like how many teams in the history of baseball have just swept all through the playoffs to win the World Series?
I'd be shocked if it's ever happened. I don't know. Yeah, it probably has, but
like none of the when the Yankees swept the Padres, you think they win?
Maybe, but that's just so hard to.
Yeah,
it's so hard to play a team and beat them 3 straight games. A good team and beat them 3 straight games or 4 straight games. You know.
And like I've said before, I think we've talked about. I'm rooting for the Astros because of Dusty.
Right.
Dusty Baker. How as a Giants fan, how can you not root for him?
Like personally, yeah, I would root for Dusty. I'm not gonna root for the Astros per se.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather see the Phillies win just because the Astros they still have that hanging over them, in my opinion.
That's why they need this win.
Right, they do.
That's why they need this win bad.
And I'm not the type of person that's like super angry at him like some other fans are, but I still don't really respect him for it at the same time. Yeah, I think Astros in 6 for me.
Okay. Astros in 7.
I wanted to say the Phillies, but I feel like their luck is going to run out.
I think if it's going to be Phillies, it'll be in 7.
Yeah.
Especially
I think so too.
It's going to be back and forth.
Right. We'll see. I think I bet the Phillies are huge underdogs. I feel like it would actually be a pretty valuable bet.
To
put money on them.
Put the money on Phillies,
Even if it wasn't a ton of money.
You didn't look at the line, what it is?
I haven't seen it yet. I guess I could probably find that out really quick. Yeah. World Series odds.
How do they even do odds? Like, will they give you a straight up like Astros in 5? That's the best odds.
No. So what they'll do is they'll be what's called a money line, and they'll give you just put down money, and based on what their odds are,
like plus 500, plus 1,000.
Yeah, that's how much money you would get back.
You use Bing.com?
It's just what my thing defaults to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot Bing was a search engine. Remember Ask Jeeves?
Oh yeah, what the hell is that thing?
You think it's still around?
I don't think so. I think it's called Ask now.
Oh,
Isn't it?
Ask.
Yeah.
Make it right.
Let's see. Astros are -175. Phillies are +150. So it's actually not that big of a, not as big of a margin as I was
So
expecting.
if I put $100 in the Phillies and they win,
That means you get $150 plus your 100 back.
oh okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Now, if the Astros, if you put $100 on, well, it'd be more like you got to put 175 down on the Astros to get 100. So that's a much less valuable bet.
Yes.
Yeah, because I want to say when the Nationals beat the Astros, they were way bigger underdogs than the Phillies are, which is kind of surprising. It's so funny to look at the records that they show on, just like on the ESPN app. The Phillies had 19 fewer wins than the Astros this year.
But that's baseball.
That's baseball,
You're
man.
playing hot in October.
Mhm.
You can go away the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I'll give it to you. I forgot to mention this, that you had the Astros going to the World Series in our preseason picks.
Yeah.
So
That-
congrats on that.
Throughout the year, that pick kept looking better and better, and then they just swept right through the postseason to get there. So
Did you have the Astros win? No, you had the Dodgers
I
win.
had the Dodgers beating the Astros. I had them, getting their revenge, but not this year.
But
Sorry, Dodgers
hey,
fans.
you having the Astros going?
I'll take that.
Do you think that was a easy pick from like?
I felt pretty
or
good about
like
it.
a favorable pick.
Yeah, I felt
back
pretty
then?
good about it. A lot of people were picking the Blue Jays like you did,
Yeah.
which made sense. They got a good roster on paper.
Don't remind me.
But I felt like the experience of the Astros was what was going to put them over the top.
Yeah.
And they played so much better in the regular season than most people thought. I think their win total, their projected win total is only like 91 or 92 wins this year, and they won 106.
Wow.
Yeah, so they blew that out the water. All right.
So before we get into the college football, I want to mention how our Iowa Hawkeyes
suck.
they were 30-point dogs
And they lost by more.
and
than
they lost
30.
by 40 plus.
Yeah.
When I saw this, I was like, dude, I would have easily picked Iowa. I mean, 30 points. I know Ohio State is what?
Yeah,
they're ranked third.
Yeah,
second.
they're number 2 right now. Ohio State is blowing out every team they play.
I mean, you're a 30-point dog and you still lose by more than 30.
Yeah.
That's bad.
I think
what happened to our Hawkeyes?
I
What
know.
happened to them?
dude, they can't score. They are like the worst offense in college football right now.
What happened to the Rubicon days?
Dude.
That was good Iowa Hawkeye football.
That was a pretty good team. I mean, Nate Stanley sucks, but but the rest of the team was good.
Nate Stanley just cost himself $40 million.
Dude, Noah Fant and T.J. Hawkinson were both on that team, and now they're stars in the NFL. Well, Noah Fant maybe not, but
Yeah.
Hawkinson is.
I just had to mention that because those are our Hawkeyes,
Those
our
are our
adopted
Hawkeyes,
Hawkeyes,
yeah.
and they still lost by more than 30.
It's tough stuff.
That's tough scene.
but tough scene.
Tough scene.
They're not a good team this year.
No.
But Ohio State is very good.
Yes.
I'm not sure how good they are because they haven't really played anyone that good.
Okay. Kind
But
of like they're doing like the Alabama thing.
a little bit. But they are going to get tested this week against Penn State. That should be a good one. And that's going to be in our picks this week.
All right.
We did have one big top 10 upset. Number 7 Ole Miss went down to LSU 45-20. Big win for Brian Kelly and the Tigers.
Sorry, James.
Sorry, James. I saw James this weekend.
Yep.
Sorry about it. Didn't mention this to him. Didn't want to be too much of a dick.
I texted him and I texted him the score of the game. I was like, "Yikes!" And he said, "Dark times." Poor guy.
Oh man. So let's recap week 8 picks. I'm calling it week 8 because that's what it says on the ESPN app. So.
Okay.
I know we jumped in here in the middle of the season, but
I'm not mad at it.
yeah, we both went 1-1 this week. We're both 3-2 overall.
Not bad.
Still over 500.
Still over 500.
If you're hitting 60%
High
of the
five.
time like we are, you're gonna make some money.
Feeling like Steph Curry from 3 right now.
Yes, sir.
Feeling good. Feeling good.
Your win, you got the TCU cover on 3.5 points over Kansas State. They won 38-28. You did lose on Oregon. They covered that 6-point spread over UCLA.
I should have known better. Game day was there.
Yeah,
The vibes were there.
Big vibes.
Sabrina Ionescu was there.
Yeah.
I should have bet Oregon. I
Yeah.
can't. It's hard for me to bet Oregon though.
We've both bet against Oregon this year, and it hasn't paid off. So.
Ooh, that's who was it? Oregon.
Well, it wasn't really me betting against Oregon. It was me betting on BYU, and they happen to be playing Oregon.
yeah.
But
So we don't bet against the Ducks anymore.
I guess so. One funny thing I need to mention though, and I've talked shit about Oregon fans in the past. I'm going to do it once again. And this criticism isn't about any of the friends I have that are Oregon alumni or Oregon fans because they're not these type of people. but I've met plenty of Oregon fans that are like this. And I met this lady at the bar the other day, and she was talking to a guy about college football, and she mentioned that she was a Ducks fan. And
is she alumni or she was a fan?
I didn't gather that, but I was making her drinks, and she's like, it still blows my mind that UCLA was ranked higher than Oregon, which they were 9 and 10. It's like, you get over yourself for one. And I'm like, well, maybe it's because they had no losses versus Oregon's 1. And she's like, yeah, well, Oregon had to play Georgia in the first game. I was like, you guys got rolled. What do you expect? You can't expect to. I mean, the fact that they're a top 10 team and they have a loss on their schedule by like 45 points or whatever it was, I don't want to hear about it. I didn't say that to her, but I did say the part. I was like, well, maybe it's because they have a better record. I don't know.
You know what I hope for in your future? You have a couple kids.
They turned out to be Oregon fans.
At least one of them goes to Oregon. So you're at Autzen Stadium with the Duck gear on, the big O on the hoodie.
If any of my kids go to Oregon, it's because I'm a bad father, and they do it to resent me.
Right.
Because I will probably preach to my kids growing up that Oregon is a shithole.
The worst.
Yeah.
The worst.
It really isn't a shithole.
No,
but I'm a dickhead. Just put it that way.
I just don't like Oregon. Don't like them. And that's one of the teams my dad actually likes, and I did not like Oregon. But he didn't like Oregon growing up.
Yeah.
Like, if I grew up, if he actually liked Oregon while I was growing up, I'd probably be a Ducks fan, but I'm not.
I just feel like Oregon fans they're always angry. You know? They're angry fans. They have this little chip.
Probably because they went there, Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
Because they're sad because if they went there, it rains all the time.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
You like the rain?
I don't hate the rain, but
No, like
I'd rather not be getting rained on. I don't mind the rain as long as it's not hitting me. Like if I'm under a roof, I'm good.
That's different. See, yeah. Like if you're inside, it's cool.
Yeah.
But when you go outside, it's like I'm wet now.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't like having to do things in the rain. That's for sure.
Exactly.
But yeah, they're salty people. I feel like.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, sure. Maybe you could argue they've been disrespected within the college football ranks, but at the same time, every time they're on the big stage, they fucking suck.
They've been to the championship game twice in the past 15 years.
Yeah, twice in our lifetime, I guess you could say.
It's not too bad.
That's great. But they played a good game against Auburn and lost, but they got smoked by Ohio State, and we've seen they get smoked in other CFB games.
Yeah, it's that Pac-12 thing, you know.
Yeah, they just can't hang. But I am excited for the 12-team playoff because it's going to represent more schools. So they'll get their chances.
We'll just see more blowouts. It'll be great.
Yeah, let's give their chance to not get blown out.
Yeah, we'll see.
So back to our picks. I went 1-1, like I said, as well. My win was I got Syracuse to cover the 13.5 point spread with Clemson.
Man, you know how bad I wanted to text Nico and say go Orange. I thought they were
Dude, they were up big, or not big, but I think they were up by 11.
Was it like 23 to 13 or something like that?
It was, yeah. They were up by like 10 or 11 at some point in the game, I think. And
I was listening to the
they
radio.
just started falling apart.
To the radio and they kept giving us a score of the game. And I was like, are they gonna do it? And of course.
They just had so many bad penalties in the second half, and yeah.
Did you watch it? Did you watch it?
I watched most of the fourth quarter. Yeah. And then my loss was I had Texas -6 on the road, and they lost outright to Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
So yeah, here we are, week 9 picks.
You're gonna let me go first.
I'm gonna let you go first again, and I'll give everyone the 4 games that we're picking. We got number 2 Ohio State on the road as 15.5 point favorites at number 13 Penn State. We also got number 9 Oklahoma State on the road at number 22 Kansas State. A lot of Oklahoma State and Kansas State representation today.
Yeah.
Kansas State is a 1.5 point home favorite. No respect to Oklahoma State right now.
No.
They're not getting any favors. And then we also have Tennessee hosting number 19 Kentucky. Tennessee's number 3. And they are 12.5 point favorites at home. And then we have Syracuse, number 16 now after the loss. 2.5 point home favorites against Notre Dame, who's unranked.
I'm taking Oklahoma State +1.5.
I think that's a good call. I think
against Kansas State.
They're not getting the love that they deserve.
No.
Let's see. I'll take Syracuse to cover 2.5.
I think I was gonna. I think I've been hating on Syracuse, but
I would give you the third chance to pick them, and Nico's gonna be disappointed again.
Nico doesn't even listen to us, okay?
Yeah, I'll take Syracuse to cover. Notre Dame is not. I mean, Notre Dame lost to Stanford.
They lost to Stanford.
They lost to
Stanford.
Who won a game this week by only kicking field goals.
They lost to Stanford.
And Stanford's not good.
No. Okay, so you picked that game. I'm
Yes.
gonna pick. Man,
Big numbers there.
I'm going Danny's Tennessee Volunteers. Minus 12.5.
Big spread there.
It is a big spread, but I'm gonna take it.
2 field goals and a tutty. That's all you need.
It's all right. That's all I need.
As big as this number is, Ohio State's been blowing out everyone. I don't think Penn State's that great. They got rolled by Michigan a couple weeks ago, so I'm going to go with Ohio State minus 15.5.
Okay.
I think they'll cover that, even on the road.
It
might be a tougher game than they've played all year, but I think they'll get it.
At least our college football picks are better than our NFL picks. As of right now.
Yeah.
Did I just jinx it?
Probably.
We're good now. We're good.
When Texas was winning that game against Oklahoma State, I was like, damn, I'm about to tell everyone that if you want to win money, bet on use our college football picks, and if you want to win money, don't use the opposite of our NFL picks.
But we're gonna get to our pick.
We got something to talk about.
We're getting to our picks.
We got something to talk about here
soon.
Yes. So on that note, let's move on to the NFL. First, we're going to talk about your Cowboys, Gage.
I'm gonna be real with you. I caught the last probably 10 minutes of this game. I didn't watch
And it was
like
already over pretty much.
I went to the Petaluma Pumpkin Patch.
How was that?
It's a really nice pumpkin patch.
Was it pumpkin-y?
Well, the pumpkin selection itself was not great, but what they had for the kids, a bunch of jumpy houses, a bunch of slides, little mini John Deere cars that kids could drive. They had like a sand pit, but instead of sand, it was popcorn kernels. I think.
That's cool.
Really cool.
Nice.
And also, one thing I really respected about it, they did not charge the adults to get in. It was only the kids.
Interesting.
So, I think it was $15 for a wristband for a kid.
Yeah.
And that doesn't include, like, everything. You also have to pay for extra for, like, the John Deere little lights and stuff.
Gotcha.
But we could have easily been charged $45 for the three of us to get it.
But it actually makes more sense because, say you're a couple bringing your one kid, like you should not be paying for 2 adults. And
Well, no, I mean,
one kid.
I'm really happy we didn't have to pay that much money.
Right.
Except first, I'm like, damn, we're gonna have to pay for us. There's no
Right.
way. But she's like, no, it's just for the kid. And I'm like, that's cool.
That makes sense because the kid is going to be the one having fun.
And there's tons of other stuff there. You could buy like churros. You could buy you can buy beers. But you can buy like.
So it's like a small fair almost.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
A good way to put it. I'd recommend it. It's something that if you're going to like Santa Rosa or Petaluma, you drive by it all the time.
Okay. I think I'd probably.
You drive by it 1,000 times. I'd never been there before, but it was nice. Anyways, the Cowboys won this game 24-6. I believe the Cowboys were down.
It was 6-3, I think, maybe
6-3.
even at halftime. It was kind of a weird game.
Yeah, from what I've heard, that Jared Goff didn't play very well.
Yeah. I mean, when you score 6 points, you got to put something on the quarterback there.
Dak Prescott didn't play great, but it was his first game back. And like I said last week, I thought this was a good game for Dak to come back to because I don't think he didn't have to play stellar to win this game, and he didn't.
Yeah. I mean, looking at the stat sheet, the Cowboys' offense was efficient, but not prolific at the same time.
No.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much how it's going to be all season.
I think they just need to play that grinded out style of football. I
They
think
do.
if you just don't put too much pressure on
Because
Dak.
this defense is pretty damn good.
Yeah. I think the Cowboys are set up really well with Dak coming back now. Obviously, Rush Hour put them in good position by winning a few games while he was out.
I mean, the only thing you could ask more of from Cooper Rush was for
Yeah.
him to win every game.
Right.
And to me, that was not
Realistic. Yeah. But now they're set up with Dak to, if Mike McCarthy's smart, you have a quarterback like Dak where you can just take a step back with him, be like, hey, this is how we just need to win football games. Yeah. And, they can still play from behind because I think Dak is talented enough to push the ball down the field when necessary. He's not an elite at it, but he's talented enough to do it.
We got the Bears next week. So what can you ask more than the Lions, Bears back-to-back, which they could lose those games, but the Bears and Lions aren't good teams.
Right.
Bye week after that. And then the Packers, which I know the Packers aren't playing great, but we all know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers against the Cowboys.
Right.
So you really can't ask for much more for Dak post-injury.
Right.
Play
it's a perfect scenario.
2 games against 2 teams that aren't doing great, and then the bye week, which is another week of rest for Dak.
Yeah.
And then after that to come back and do his thing.
Yep.
In a weak NFC, The Cowboys could. I'm not going to say they're going to go deep in the playoffs, but I think they can still make the playoffs. Even though the Eagles are undefeated still because they didn't play this week.
I think the
And
NFC is super wide open.
And the Giants are 5-1. The Cowboys are third in the division right now.
The Giants
Or
6-1.
The Cowboys are third in the division right now.
Yeah. I think, they're in a really good position. I think the Giants are probably playing a tad over their head. So.
Hey, but they're winning.
Yeah,
They're winning games.
They are.
And the Giants only lost to the Cowboys.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got that on the resume. All right. Let's sulk for a little bit.
On to the real game.
Well, you can have a good time with this if you want.
No, okay, so, I mean, we're going to mention that Christian McCaffrey went to the Niners.
Yes, sir. So we got a new number 23.
Yep.
His name is not Michael Jordan.
You know, I'm surprised that the Niners let Christian McCaffrey wear LaMichael James' old number.
LaMichael James. That is a nice deep cut.
No, excuse me, Reggie Bush's old number.
Was he? I thought Reggie was 22. Was he 23?
I got a picture. I saw a picture. Of
Damn,
Reggie Bush.
I would have put a lot of money on him being 22.
For some reason, I thought he was 21, but I think he was 21 for the Lions. Reggie Bush.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
But he was 23. I knew you'd love that Michael James cut.
Dude, Michael James was a beast in college, though.
He was
Got to
really
give it to him.
He was also on that Niners Super Bowl team in 2012.
Yep, it was a reserve.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just. It was so shocking that Jim Harbaugh drafted a guy like him, knowing that he was like the opposite type of player that he would have recruited at Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
But hey,
Because Jim Harbaugh liked those big burly running backs, right?
at Stanford for sure, like someone that could run between the tackles.
Like,
And Michael James was the opposite.
Toby Gerhardt.
Toby Gerhardt, yep, Stephon Taylor, yeah.
So you were the one who broke this news to me, and I'm going to tell you straight up, I was not happy. I was not a happy camper. I was pissed off. I was just like, of course.
Yeah.
And if you follow me on Instagram, I poked fun. I put the clown emoji face. I got a lot of reactions to it. That's kind of what I was hoping for.
Yeah. Shit.
In all seriousness, I don't have anything against Christian McCaffrey. I think he's a good player. I remember him in college. He was great.
Right.
I got nothing against him. He's really good at what he does. I just had to poke a little fun at him.
Yeah.
Christian, if you're listening, sorry.
You're sorry.
You seem like a good dude.
Yeah. He was a pretty normal white boy.
But I have to imagine for you, being the Stanford Cardinal that you are, and
I should have been wearing my Stanford shirt.
I'm surprised you didn't. And then, well, I bet you.
If the Niners would have won, it'd been different.
You would have worn the Stanford shirt, Niner hat.
Yeah.
I mean, being a Niner fan, the Stanford fan that you are, I have to imagine you were pretty stoked. You probably took a shot at work when you found out about this, right?
No, but what I did do is, the way the news was broken to me is I had a group of like 6 or 8 people come in, and they're some of them are ordering drinks, and this other guy in the group is like reading off his phone, Christian McCaffrey, and he's reading it really slowly too, traded to, and I'm like, come on, save the Niners.
Yeah.
The 49ers, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. I didn't say it super loud, but I said fuck yeah.
So I think, did that news break on a Thursday?
I want to say it was during that Thursday night.
And let me tell you, I listen to KMBR at work every day.
Yeah.
And that Friday was unbearable for me. There were just, you can imagine John Lund, Greg Papa. Greg Papa who calls Niner games.
Yeah, Greg Papa Boner.
And even Murph and Mack and Tolbert and Copes, they were all stoked. And I would be too. If Christian McCaffrey came to the Cowboys, I'd be like, you know what? He's not as good as Tony Pollard, but this is nice.
That's fun. That's cute.
Thanks.
That's really cute. No, I'm definitely excited. Obviously, I'm more excited than probably the average Niner fan, just like you said, because of watching him at Stanford.
Yeah. What'd your dad think of it? I mean, I'll
I texted him. He didn't believe me. He's like, "Is this reliable?"
I'm
I'm like, Adam Schefter
you're like,
reported
it's
it.
Shefty.
Yeah.
Shefty, okay. I'll talk to him about it here in a little
Yeah,
bit.
no, he cracked me up when he said that. I was like, yeah, no, he's coming home.
Yeah.
He's coming home.
What are your thoughts on the 4 draft picks Niners gave up for him?
I'm not worried about him,
No.
honestly. I mean, and
You're like the Rams, F them picks.
F them picks, baby. Or as Tyreek Hill would say, F them picks. No, I'm not too worried. I mean, yes, obviously draft picks are valuable because they help with cap space, because you can pay a player minimum wage in the NFL for 4 years or 3 or 4 years on a draft pick. But sometimes you just got to go for it.
I was just going to say, this is the kind of move I wish the Cowboys would make. Maybe not for McCaffrey per se, but just in general. It's like, and the Cowboys are, I would say, really good at drafting players, or they seem like they have been the past few years.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, if not now, then when?
Right.
Just go for it now.
And yeah,
Because if you're a Rams fan, like Nico, If I were to tell him, you know what, you can be a Rams fan for the rest of your life, and you won't see another Super Bowl, but you get one.
You got the one, yeah.
You're gonna be happy with that one, right?
I think even having just one too sometimes is kind of special too, because it's like, it just makes you think of that how good that 1 year was.
Yeah,
you know?
and everyone wants to get greedy and have multiple because
Right.
who doesn't?
Right.
But if you could tell me right now the Cowboys this year can win the Super Bowl, but never again in my lifetime, I would take that.
Yeah.
I would take it in a second. I'd be like, let's do it.
Yeah.
100%. Or yeah, if they were like, or you never know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly. Like
You can have one for sure this year
Yeah.
and never again, or you'll never know.
Yeah.
Or like it's not guaranteed. I'm taking it 100 times out of 100.
Yeah.
How can you not?
Yeah.
So I respect the Niners, and I wish the Cowboys had the balls to do something like this.
Right. And I think also too, there was a quote from Kyle Shanahan. He's like, yes, generally we like to build through the draft, but when you get an opportunity to get a guy like this, sometimes you just got to do it. And they did it. And I think, given the fact that they do build their roster generally through the draft, I think it makes it easier to just do a one-off situation where you can get a superstar player like him. And they didn't even have to give up a first-round pick, which I think is huge.
Yeah.
Because that second-round pick is likely to be late in the second round. And they have supplementary picks that they've gotten from Robert Saleh and Mike McDaniel leaving the team in the third round next year. So they got both those.
And do you think that the John Lynch Stanford connection helped with this?
Oh, I'm sure he's like, this makes it a little juicier for himself as well. Yeah.
It's like a Stanford alum, a Stanford alum.
Right. Let's go do this thing.
Let's go do this thing.
Right.
And I don't like the Niners. We know this.
Yeah.
But when they rock whenever they rock
Those unis, yeah.
no, when they wear the red one, were they wearing red yesterday?
Yeah.
When they wear the red, it looks like he's back at Stanford. It's just
Right.
the numbers different.
And the fact that we wore with the white pants this week too.
And it's got to be really cool for Christian.
Yeah, I'm sure he's excited. I think the only other place that would have been as cool or cooler would be Denver, because that's where he's from.
Okay, I was just gonna say he's not from the Bay Area.
Right.
Both his parents did go to Stanford.
Yeah.
But he's not from.
Yeah, because dad and mom, I think both mom and dad went to Stanford. Ed McCaffrey played the better part of his career for the Broncos,
yes.
and that's where Christian grew up.
And there's a whole connection of, didn't Kyle Shanahan babysit Christian or something like that?
Something like that. And obviously Mike Shanahan was coach of the Broncos when Ed was there.
Yeah.
So
No, it's a really cool story.
yeah, I think
I also heard that Kyle Shanahan, because he played college football.
です.
He wore. I think he wore number 87 because Ed McCaffrey was like his hero.
Yeah.
He loved Ed.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm a story guy, so it's a cool story. This is all happening. But with that being said, I mean, I still hope you guys shake that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. So well, it's also like people that are bashing the trade, like giving up a bunch of draft picks. I don't think they gave up super valuable draft picks, but they did give up 4 draft picks to get a guy that is injury prone. I get it. It's also like now it's just like a plethora of riches with weapons, and you can only use one weapon at a time, really.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that
Yeah.
because I think them having McCaffrey is really sexy on paper.
Right.
Between Garoppolo's actually sexy. But he's not a sexy. He's not,
He's
a great player. But you have like Ayuk, you have Debo, you have
Yeah.
Kittle, and now you have Christian.
Yeah, I mean, like if you think about the fact that Ayuk is like the 4th most dangerous player on offense, I think that's pretty awesome.
So I would say from that standpoint, this was it's a great trade, but it's not like he's not going to be. He's not going to be carrying 35 times a game.
It was less of a necessity and more of just an addition. It was just you're adding to an embarrassment of riches when it comes to weapons. But it's going to be hard to see the value at first, I think. And obviously, yesterday's game was ugly, but that wasn't because of the offense. It was, I would think, more so about the defense.
Yeah.
But
so do you want to mention the 2 or the bold prediction you had yesterday?
yeah, I'll take my shot.
I'll take one with you.
Okay.
I'm feeling it tonight.
All right.
So Emerson, if you don't follow him on Instagram, he's also at Emerson or Emerson Hip
_27.
_27.
Yeah.
He on his story said that Chris McCaffrey would have 2 tutties yesterday.
But if you follow us, you would have seen it because I reposted it.
Or that, yes.
Yeah.
And what happened?
He didn't even get close.
But he played more than I thought he was going to play.
He did, and he actually played. I thought he played very well, given his opportunities. I didn't see his stats.
The fact that he was out there, and he seems like one of those guys who wants to play.
Yeah.
But
he's smart. He can pick up
the fact that he was out there and he played, I give him kudos.
after like 3 days being locker room. Yeah.
He's got to be thinking like, man, I'm not in Carolina anymore.
Right.
Even though Carolina just beat the Buccaneers,
They did. Yeah.
they don't need McCaffrey.
Yeah.
They don't need him. Are you gonna? Will you consider getting a
I
McCaffrey jersey?
kind of thinking about it. I kind of want that one he wore yesterday.
If you're gonna get a Niner jersey, it's gotta be that one from yesterday. Those are their cleanest jerseys.
Yeah, those are pretty smooth. Maybe a white one though in the '94 font. I know white ones are dangerous, but
we drink too much to and eat too much shit food at like Palisades to wear a white jersey.
yeah. Okay, I'll say this: if Christian McCaffrey makes it through 3 games healthy as a 49er,
So we're one down.
we're one down.
One down.
If he makes it through 3 games healthy, I'm ordering a jersey.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Done. Deal.
Will you actually?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
He's my boy.
That's your boy.
I would almost. Should I get a Stanford McCaffrey jersey instead? Would that be harder?
I was just gonna say.
I think I might do that because now you can get him with the names on them, especially since he's a pro. But
You can?
Yeah. But you can get
Like
even
through Stanford shop.
You might have to do a custom one, or they might even have one. I don't know. But I'm gonna start looking.
That'd be kind of hard.
That would be hard.
I would respect that more. People probably like, oh, you actually a Stanford fan? Like, yeah, actually.
Like, yeah.
Like I didn't go, but
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
You see my ticket receipt.
Yeah. We used to have season tickets.
Yeah, back when he was there, that was awesome.
We used to have season tickets. I think I saw McCaffrey play.
You probably did.
I probably saw him play.
Yeah, you probably did.
He probably
Maybe against like San Jose.
He
State
probably
or
played for
something.
like the first quarter.
Yeah.
They were blowing him out by 25 at that point.
Dude, I just when I think of Christian McCaffrey, I always think about the Rose Bowl against Iowa when he went off.
Well, didn't he break out for like a 70-yard touchdown the first play?
So the first
Before he
play was a
kicked up?
75-yard receiving touchdown. He had a punt return touchdown in the game, and he had a rushing touchdown in the game.
And he was a serious candidate for the Heisman, but he didn't have enough touchdowns.
If he scored more, he didn't get the Heisman. If he scored like maybe 5 more touchdowns and didn't get the Heisman, it would have been robbery.
Yeah.
But I mean, Derrick Henry was awesome for Alabama, so it was hard to take that one away from him. This is a pretty awesome Monday Night Football game we're watching. I have the Patriots minus 7.5 as my final pick, and they're down by 10 already.
And I'm seeing Bailey Zappi. I'm seeing.
They need to get Zaps out there, dude.
I'm seeing Swag Jones. What's the deal? Okay, so Zappi's on the sideline.
Zappy did not start, but he needs to be out there because Mac Jones sucks.
We got Mac and Cheese Jones.
McCorkle.
McCorkle.
I can't believe that's his name.
I would have bet Mackenzie.
Mackenzie.
That's a guy name.
Yeah, no, it
Oh, you
can't
know
be.
what I mean? It's like a unisex, if there's such thing.
Oof, just out of reach. All right, so yeah, Niners did get worked by the Chiefs, 44-23.
Is it hard to see that against the Chiefs, especially?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to.
But
beat
I'm
the
not
Chiefs.
I'm not even trying to dig.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I would have liked to beat the Chiefs, but I was feeling optimistic and feeling juiced up with the McCaffrey situation, but I knew that the Chiefs were a better team on paper,
So
and they would be angry about losing last week for sure.
do you dislike the Ravens and the Chiefs like you dislike the Angels and the Giants lost to them in 0-2?
No, and I gave up that hatred for the Angels
But
a long time ago.
But once the Giants won in 2010, though, right?
That was it. Wasn't necessarily correlated directly to that. I think I just to some degree you gotta just like realize when you get beat you can't just hate the other team for it. To me, I just hate the Dodgers. I just hate the Seahawks and sort of the Rams, I guess, if you will.
Yeah.
I don't really think about
Okay.
losing in a big game
All right.
and resenting another team for that.
And to me, it'd be hard to hate Patrick Mahomes.
Right. No,
So
I respect the hell out of Patrick.
I don't
Mahomes.
think he's a bad guy.
No.
I think his wife is nuts.
Well,
That's
yeah,
pretty much, and his brother is also nuts.
Yeah, that's another story. But yeah, no, I like Patrick Mahomes a lot. I was kind of bummed that they got worked by the Bucks a few years ago in the Super Bowl
Yeah, it was bad.
because that was. Let's just get this out of the way. I already got heartburn going.
There we go. No more
There
shots.
we go.
No more shots.
Honestly, the Niners were playing well. They were in this game,
They were.
and the Chiefs just put the pedal to the metal in the second half. Mahomes just wrecked the Niners. Niners couldn't cover anyone.
No.
I texted Nick today. I was like, dude, the Niners couldn't cover a receiver if it was freaking Danny DeVito running routes.
Did you tell him that?
Yeah. It was ugly. But move on to next week. We got the Rams. We love to own the Rams during the regular season, even though I do have another 2-11 writing on this one.
Yes.
I'm 2 for 2 now because I did pick the Chiefs to win.
You're doing better than me.
Yep. You're only one for 3.
No, 1 for 2.
Or you're 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Yeah. Or 1 for 3. Yeah, that's what you mean.
Yeah.
And the way the Packers are playing,
You might be 1 for 4.
you know what I'm thinking too. Since it's actually in my favor has worked, or not my favor, but it's happened to me. I think for next year, I'm saying it now. We're gonna do Gage's guarantee for next year as well.
Okay.
For the next NFL season.
Gotcha.
As long as you're okay with doing it. I mean, I guess I can do it by myself.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've been much more successful.
You're easy at it. You're easy at it.
All right. You got anything from week 7?
Yes. So we were at Palisades yesterday, like I said. Which is, Palisades on a Sunday.
It's a beautiful place.
It's a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
A lot of fans.
Yeah.
All that.
I'm really sad though. I just want to say this real quick. I'm really sad that Chiefs fan, or I don't know if he was a Chiefs fan. He wasn't wearing any gear, but he was clapping every time the Chiefs did something good. I'm really sad that he left in the first quarter or whatever it was. But anyways,
your boy George Kittle helped me out finally on my fantasy team
got his first touchdown
on National Tight End Day.
Too bad Travis Kelce had his touchdown taken away because that would have been just really fitting. The
Yeah.
two best tight ends in the league.
And I was not rooting for Kittle, but when he scored that touchdown, I was kind of doing one of these, putting my hands over my eyes,
Doing the little fist bump, doing the Kirk Gibson behind closed doors.
Yeah. So shout out to George Kittle for that. It's about time.
It's about
damn time. What do you got?
I just can't believe the Giants are 6-1. I know we talked about that already just a minute ago, but
I can't believe, like we talked about earlier, the Buccaneers
are 3-4.
Lost to
the pantyhose.
Who was the quarterback for the Panthers? Some dude,
PJ Walker.
Some dude who's in the XFL last year.
PJ Walker.
Good, really good for that guy.
Yeah.
I should have picked him for my player of the week. I regret that.
I don't even know what his stat line looked like, but
it doesn't matter. I picked Zach Wilson last week.
You're right, you did. Yeah, that was a shocker for sure. Also, the Chargers lost to
Seahawks.
the Seahawks.
Geno Smith, who was my fantasy quarterback, he's not doing stellar for me in that regard, but talk about a comeback story.
The Seahawks are in first place
in the NFC West.
Yes.
Used to be the NFC best, not anymore.
Not so much. Not so fast.
Not so fast. Who would have guessed that?
Yeah. I mean, there's still plenty of time for things to fall apart.
I wish I had my predictions for football on here, but I think I had the Seahawks winning like 4 games maybe.
Yeah, I don't have them high. I had them probably at like 5 or 6. Yeah. But yeah, look at that, 4-3.
Look at this.
Yeah, 10-0 Bears.
Da Bears.
Da Bears. Also, the Jaguars, they just continue to lose. 4 straight since I made my bold prediction. It's not out for sure, but it's not looking good.
You said they'd make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've gone 0-4 since then.
If it makes you feel any better, I said that T-Law would win a Super Bowl in his career.
Was that a long time ago?
Hold on. It just says 2021. I didn't have the exact date, so sometime last year.
Yeah. I still think they certainly made some. They were an awful team to watch last year.
Yeah.
They made some strides this year, and they had a chance to beat the Giants. They were winning that game. They let things kind of slip away at the end, but yeah.
You know what I forgot about? ISR jail. We haven't done anything in a while.
Yeah, but I know we did say that it was going to be something.
You're not going to force it.
Right. It's got to be legit.
I hope you didn't forget about it.
Yeah. We did talk about jail yesterday. Briefly.
And what did Danny say?
What did he say? It was actually a good suggestion.
Oh man.
It was a good. It was.
What was it?
I don't want to think about it too hard, but
I don't remember. Remind us, Danny, please.
Yeah, remind
listen,
us.
text us.
Because it was a good suggestion.
It was.
Are you ready for Player of the Week?
Yes.
Give it to me.
For the second time this season,
Ooh.
I'm picking Josh Jacobs.
He did have a huge game.
143 yards rushing.
3
tutties.
3 tutties.
3 receptions and 12 yards. I know it seems like I'm kind of statting the Pats.
Yeah.
Or
Stat the Pats.
Pat
Yeah,
the
I'm
stats.
statting the Pats over here too.
You know what's funny is I look back at the other week that I chose him. He rushed for 144 and had 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
So
and he
it's-
did 144 again this time?
143.
143? Jeez.
So Josh Jacobs. And they won.
Get her done. Yeah, they won.
Like I've said from here on out, I'm picking
W's.
people that win.
W's only.
And I would have picked the guy that you're going to pick.
Yes, I'm going with Joe Burrow. The Bengals I know I wasn't high on them going into the year, but they are back. And a big reason is Joe Burrow, and he's on fire right now.
481 yards.
481. He went 34 for 42, which is 81% completions. 3 tutties. He had 330 yards passing at halftime.
Damn. Well,
Ridiculous.
I'm playing Sean this week in fantasy, and he had Jamar Chase, and he had a big game too.
Yeah,
He was a candidate for me for player.
I think they had 3 receivers that all went bananas in the game. So
I'm also good for Josh Jacobs because I feel like talks of him, the Raiders getting rid of him.
right,
And
yeah.
Josh Jacobs,
They didn't pick up his rookie option for another year, so he's going to be a free agent this
he's
year.
not bad.
He's a decent player. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if they try to sign him back this offseason.
He's gonna go to Tampa. They're gonna dish Leonard Fournette, and they're gonna have Tom Brady throwing to him.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Where'd that come from? Just you like it?
I just thought about it.
Just thought about it.
Well, Tom Brady's getting a divorce, so he's not stopping playing football anytime soon.
Wouldn't that be funny if like it goes through and he just plays for like another 3 years?
He plays till he's 50.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, let's recap Week 7 picks.
Please.
It was a great week.
Please.
What can we say?
Yes.
Gage, for the first time all season, we have a 3-0 winner right
Thank you.
here. Great job.
Shout out to the city of New York, state of New York.
Cool him off. Way too hot.
I am hot right now.
Way too hot.
I am hot.
You got the Jets +3 at Denver, Giants +3 at Jacksonville, and the Chiefs -3 at San Francisco.
A lot of money right there.
Bing, bing, bang.
If I didn't take 2 shots already, I'd take another one for the state of New York. But I'm not.
I'm also 2-0 as it stands. Probably not going to win this game
Hey.
but it's not over.
It's not over. But if you win this game, we will celebrate your picks 3-0 next week.
Yes. Or we can take a shot for the gram afterwards. You pick.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll let you know. But yes, I also scored on Arizona -1.5 on Thursday Night Football. They won pretty easily over New Orleans. And I had the Browns +6.5 against the Ravens. They only lost by 3.
Yeah.
So look at us. Gage, your record now, 8-13, a little bit more respectable. And I'm 9-11 as we stand right now. But that would.
Right now I'm 1 behind you. We'll see what happens with this.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, no, I mean 8-13.
I don't
better than 5-13.
I don't think I'm gonna be 500, over 500, or 500.
Dude, we're going 500, dude. Get ready.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm feeling pretty good about my picks. Shocking. I
Yeah.
always do.
Do you want to start them off for
Yes,
Week 8?
yes.
Let's go.
I'm picking Baltimore -1.5 over Tampa, who just lost to the Panthers.
Right.
Thursday night football. I don't like picking Thursday games. I don't like Thursday night games. I hate my fantasy players playing on Thursday night. It's always bad. But I'm picking Baltimore. I can't not pick them.
Fair enough.
Also, I'm picking your Niners -2.5 over the Rams
Ooh.
for 2 reasons.
But you got them 2.5?
Or 2, excuse me.
2, okay.
For 2 reasons. They own the Rams in the regular season.
They do.
And 2, I really want to see you drink a 211.
All right, I like it.
And the third one, the Monday night game. The Bengals -3 over the Browns.
I looked at that one as well, but I did not pick it. All right.
Picks are in.
Picks are in for you. My 3 picks. The Packers are getting 10.5 points. I can't. Has Aaron Rodgers ever gotten 10.5 points in his career? Maybe a long time ago.
This feels like a trap game for the Bills.
And that's why I like the Packers getting 10. I know that they're at Buffalo. Buffalo's a great team. Packers are not playing good football, but Aaron Rodgers is not going to get his ass beat. I don't believe it.
But Buffalo's good, man.
Buffalo's good, but he's going to keep it interesting.
Buffalo's good.
They could still win this by 10, and I'll still win this bet. So I'm taking Green Bay +10.5 at Buffalo.
Okay.
Also got Tennessee -1.5 at Houston. I know Tennessee is maybe not as good as their record shows, but Houston sucks. I mean, let's be real about that. So I like Tennessee there. And then I'm taking the Rams +2 against the Niners.
Of course you are.
Yeah, I'm doubling down.
Of course you are.
Doubling down. I wanted to take at least one home underdog, so I'm going with the Rams in this situation.
That was
The
a hell of an
Patriots
interception.
are just blowing it.
It's all right.
The picks are completely in.
The picks are in. I'm feeling. Yeah, I'm gonna eat these words. I'm feeling really good about that Baltimore pick.
Okay. To me, that one felt like bait to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. Tom's gonna be angry. He's gonna be real angry.
Tom's been angry
When he
well,
gets
the
his
whole
ass beat.
He's been angry the whole season, and he's still 3-4.
Yeah. He doesn't get his ass kicked very often, so you know he's gonna be extra extra fired up for this Thursday night football game.
Sorry.
Yeah, we'll see that. See what happens though.
Okay.
See what happens.
You're gonna be drinking a 211 next week.
I will gladly beat the Rams and take a 211 to the face.
It pisses me off because it almost seems like you want to drink a 211.
It's not really that.
No.
But, you know. At least make me wrong one time, you know?
All right. Jeez.
You done with the football talk here, Gage?
Yes, I am.
You can do that before last call. My friend, what time is it?
That was easy.
Last call.
Cheers.
Cheers. How's that? Sierra
It's
Nevada?
good. It's good. It's not. I haven't drinking much of it, but it's good.
Modelo in a can, of course. How many of these? How many of these we have left?
The one that's down there, and then 2 more in the fridge.
Fuck yeah. I don't know what I'm drinking for the rest of the night.
With our pulled pork Sammys. Can't wait for that.
Yeah. You know, I only have one thing. I'm surprised you didn't mention it in the baseball segment. Bruce Bochy is the manager of the Rangers.
I love it. That's a perfect last call.
Thank you.
Mention
Thank you.
Boch. We love Boch. Boch is he's this guy right here.
Jeez. Don't insult the picture like that. He's somewhere over here, probably.
Yeah, he's down there for sure.
Right there, right?
That's got to be his noggin, right? His size 8.5 hat.
He's wearing number 15 for the Rangers.
Sticking with the 1-5.
My only question for you is, if you're a Rangers fan, how do you feel about this? Because the Giants beat them in 2010.
I don't like it just because, like, why are we bringing in this old man? But
Dude,
I
put some respect on this man's name. Are you kidding me?
Bro,
This
I
guy's
love-
been. I know it was a long time ago
Yeah.
now, but this guy's been to 4 World Series. He's won 3 rings as a manager, and you're just gonna throw him in the trash like this? You're jealous. You're jealous.
no, I'm not.
You wish he was still the manager of the
no,
Giants.
I really don't. I think he was done like 2 years before he left the Giants.
Okay.
I really do. I thought he should have been done. I mean, to me, just the way he walks out to the mound, I'm like, bro, you got some things to work
He's got
on.
like bow leg.
Yeah,
bow
and
leg.
he's just like taking like half-inch steps at a time.
He's got like a size 9.5 baseball cap.
Yeah, I mean, I love Boch.
You told me that he is cooked. You
think-
texted me that
think
he
he's
is
toast.
cooked.
I think he's toast. But no, and it's not out of disrespect. I love Boch. He's the manager of our generation as a Giants fan.
He is. I'm happy.
I think he's done.
I'm happy for him.
And I did say that. I am happy for him. But I think it's time. So he got a 3-year contract.
How good were the Rangers last year?
No,
They weren't.
no.
Okay.
They haven't been good in a while. I just I wonder if he even makes it through all 3 years. Honestly.
Would you be surprised if they were over 500, the Rangers, next year?
I would be, yeah. Unless they make some big moves this offseason. And it sounds like they're going to make a push for Carlos Rodon. I read that recently. Which I would not like to see him go, but yeah, I think they got too much to work on. Like I think they won like 70 games this year. And they got some good players. They got Corey Seager and Marcus Semien, but can't win with 2 players.
No, you can't.
No.
But nonetheless, congratulations to Boch.
Still love Boch. Congrats. Happy for you. Hope things do go well.
We love this team. Love this guy.
I'm not putting my money on it. I'm sorry.
When they retire his number, I would like to be there. I probably won't be, but that would be great.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be very cool. Okay, so to your one, I have a lot of things.
I noticed. I almost didn't have anything, but I was like, you know what? I'll mention the Boch thing
There you go.
for last call.
Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
So the ISR championship happened yesterday among NBA teams. My Warriors beat your Kings, bitch.
Yeah, they did.
What's new? Shocker.
Dude, you know how we were talking about the Astros and the Yankees?
Yeah.
Who's their daddy? The Kings' daddy is the Warriors.
Pretty much.
I saw, it was KMBR posted on Twitter, it was the Battle of I-80.
I like that.
That's pretty good.
I like that.
So, I saw, you had it on here too, and I also had on my notes. The Warriors scored 89 points in the first half.
That's fucking ridiculous.
I mean, I think the Kings had 71 points.
Yeah, they did. I think the Warriors had 89, and they had another shot at the end of the half.
So
They
it
could have had 90.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous amount of points.
I would love to know. I would love to know the stats since 2015. How many games the Warriors have beat over the Kings, and it's got to be at least 75% of the games they played each other.
Oh, I would think so. There was a time I think where they were
They were winning
swept
like
them.
they were beating like 12 straight games.
Something, yeah.
I remember
you're
that.
right.
It wasn't good.
Yeah. I know the Kings got him at least once last year though.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well, so I saw the final score of this game was
It was close.
well, it was 130 to 125, but to me, this means that it was probably just garbage points.
No, I was actually watching the fourth quarter,
Really?
and the Kings were making it interesting. It was 126, 122 with like a minute left. So, I mean, there's chances to...
So it wasn't like the main guys were sitting down.
No. They kept
Oh,
the
okay.
starters in there, yeah.
Makes me feel a little better.
Yeah. No, the Kings made it interesting for sure.
You know what Sal said yesterday? I mentioned it last week. We just go to a Kings game.
I'm down. I'm totally down.
Kings Warriors games even there in Sacramento are still gonna be.
They're probably cheaper.
But they're
I wouldn't
they're
even-
s-
I
they're
wouldn't
still
even-
pricey.
Right. I wouldn't even care about going to see Warriors. I would go see the Kings play anyone. Just to go check out the arena.
Yeah.
You know.
I was telling Sal, I was like, a Kings Thunder game would be pretty cheap.
that would be cool. Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's think about
We
that.
should try to get
Yeah.
that going.
I also read that 89 points in the first half for the Warriors, I think, was their second most in franchise history, which is,
Yeah.
and there were
That's
times where basketball was different than it is
That's a
today.
lot,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I think Steph Curry had over 30 points again in this game.
Yep, he's off to a solid start. He had a good game yesterday. Whereas they did lose to the Nuggets,
The
I believe, on
Nuggets.
Friday. Nuggets looked really, really good in that game. You gotta tip the cap.
So the
That's why I got him as my 1 seed.
The Kings will play them, what, 3 more times? The Warriors?
Yes, yeah.
They play 4 times here?
Yeah, I wish they would play more often. I wish it was 6 instead of 4. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like that would make the divisions feel a little more interesting. But
So, if the Kings can beat the Warriors once this year, I don't think it's
that would be right on par.
that'd be okay with me. 'Cause, they haven't won a game yet, I don't think, unless they're playing right now.
The Kings haven't won yet?
I don't think so.
I thought they beat. Maybe they haven't. Yeah, maybe not.
You might.
I know. Keegan Murray didn't have or wasn't able to play the first game because of
Yeah.
COVID. Excuse me.
Oh, now my Wi-Fi doesn't want to work.
Anywho,
What else you got?
so I got a couple of racing notes. Max Verstappen won the U.S. Grand Prix in Texas.
There was one person that I follow on Instagram.
They are 0-3, by the way.
They're
Kings,
0-3.
sorry.
Thank you. That's okay.
Yeah.
We're taking for Vic now.
Yeah, thanks for picking it.
There was one person I follow on Instagram who was at this race.
Oh, really? That's cool.
One of James's ex-girlfriends.
Oh, really?
One of the nicer ones I ever met.
Okay, nice.
I think I met her besides this, but he did me sold one time, and for her he took her down Highway 1 and kind of gave her the whole. And I was going to Santa Cruz, and he was like, "I'll give you a ride to Santa Cruz."
Oh, I see. That's
And
cool.
So no, it was really cool of him to do
Nice.
that, and it was a good time, and I appreciate James for doing that.
Nice.
But she was there with her. I think maybe she's her fiance now or husband maybe, and I was like, "Man, that's pretty cool.
That is dope.
That's pretty cool."
It's not a cheap fucking event.
Bailey Zappi,
Touched. Dude, what did I say? Put Zaps in.
Patriots score. Did he catch this?
Oh, good hands, Jacoby. Yeah,
he
that's
didn't.
good.
He didn't touch him.
Ooh, that's close.
That's gonna be close.
Yeah, he might not be in there, but they'll score. Good hands. Verstappen, U.S. Grand Prix champion, second time in a row. We also got Kyle Larson, your boy, won in Miami.
Kyle Larson, baby.
That's a tough scene for him now that he's not in the playoffs, getting a W.
But I still get points, right?
You got some points, yeah.
How many did I get?
You got 5 points for that W, and you got a nice cushy 8-point lead.
So I don't get points for the.
You didn't get the double points. You just got the regular points.
But didn't he win every?
He did win every stage, so he got 7 total.
Okay.
Yeah, so good week for you.
Thank you.
You needed that not only because you got points for the W, but no one else won,
Yes.
which is big in the playoffs.
Love that.
Big in the playoffs.
I'm
We got
trying to go back to back.
Yeah, 2 more races in the NASCAR season. I think they'll be at Martinsville next year, a little short track action before Phoenix for the championship.
We were talking about it yesterday. I'm going to be at Sonoma next year.
We're doing it. You cannot miss.
No,
Devin needs to come with us too.
no, she will,
Yeah.
and we're not, and she doesn't do her. They don't do
Right.
their family thing every year.
She came with us the year before, right?
First year,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. That's
yeah,
right.
I was blacked out before the race even started.
Yeah, it was 10 o'clock and it was.
She busted her face even before
Oh,
we even
that's
got
right.
before we even got in the car.
Dinged her head on the table. That was hilarious. No offense. I mean.
She's listening too.
Yes. Also, last bit of news: PSG back in Champions League action tomorrow against Maccabi Haifa.
Okay.
Still tied atop the table with
Okay.
Benfica. We gotta get this fucking W.
Yes.
We're pretty much. I think if they win, pretty much locked into a knockout round. So that's good. Good sign for us.
When did you, like, because for me soccer it's just really hard to get a grasp on it.
Sure. Yeah.
Did you force yourself to get a grasp on it, or do you actually?
I've tried in the past to get into soccer, and I think it made it a little easier for me. And now that I have a team that I'm rooting for, I think that also changes things
Okay.
drastically. When you're watching soccer just to watch soccer, it's not that entertaining. And I kind of feel similarly actually about hockey, even though I do love hockey a lot. When you're not rooting for a team that's on the ice, it's not nearly as entertaining.
For me, it's hard.
Yeah,
I can watch a hockey game. I think now
yeah.
between two
I
teams.
can, but it's just not the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think the excitement of a goal, similarly in soccer with hockey, is big because you don't score a ton of goals in either sport. So it's a big deal.
Yeah.
But I think no, having a team to root for definitely changes the game.
Yeah.
And speaking of hockey, the Sharks are going to be debuting a new uniform this year, which are pretty cool. I
They
know we all
are
like them.
nice.
Yeah.
They brought it back to the Seals.
Yeah, they're doing a little Seals tribute. I guess they're the San Francisco Seals. I think they were the Oakland Seals at some point
I
as
thought
well.
I said, I forget what it said. Was it San Francisco Seals?
I think so. I could be wrong. Maybe it was Oakland.
Or wasn't like the Golden State Seals? No. But so I yet to have a real Sharks jersey. If I'm gonna get one,
That might be the one.
it might be the one. These are so nice. If you don't know what we're talking about,
Yeah.
please look online. Especially if you're a Sharks fan, look online. Look at these jerseys; they're great. I don't think they're the best one of this retro thing that.
I actually like the ones they had last year were pretty cool with the grayscale look. But yeah,
I thought the LA Kings ones were the best
the
ones.
Kings ones are cool.
Black, purple has the crown on the front. It's
Apparently
hard to
they were
against
called
that.
the California Seals. I didn't
California
remember
Seals.
them being California. I thought they were a city representation. But regardless, pretty cool look. It says Sharks in that same font that the Seals used. They use teal instead of green, but they keep the gold in there, which is a nice touch. Good looking jersey.
It's a white jersey, and I know I just talked shit half an hour ago about
Right.
white jerseys, but they are slick.
They're smooth, real smooth.
Because ideally, I'm going with a black Sharks jersey. I like
the black
wearing
ones.
black,
And they haven't debuted the black ones that I assume they're going to break out at some point this year.
and you won't go to a Sharks game until January.
Correct.
Okay.
It's got to be the year 2023.
Okay. I would like to go to one. We have one Kings game, one Sharks game. That's the plan.
And one Quakes game too, right?
Dude. No, that's in jail.
It's in jail.
You gotta take a shot.
No, is it?
Yeah.
I thought we removed it from jail because of you guys going to the game. Am I wrong?
Oh, did we?
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Nice try, though.
Okay, you're right. No, the Quakes are not on the radar right now. They are not.
No, not after that.
I think
final.
Sharks in a Kings game is very much doable.
Absolutely.
I can rock my Jimmer Fredette jersey.
You still have that thing?
Yeah, I do.
You gotta get a Keegan Murray jersey.
No way. I'd rather get a Chris Webber. I'm getting an old jersey.
Webber would be
I
tight.
have my Bibby one. It's a white one. It's,
Maybe? Is it clean?
No, it's kind of
Raggedy?
it's raggedy. Yeah,
Mm.
but I'd still wear it.
You should. Bibby's tight.
If the Kings would have won last night, I would have worn a jersey today. I swear to God, I would have.
Instead you're doing the Vincent Vega.
Mrs. Mia Wallace. Vincent Vega.
All right, Gage. Good to see you.
It's
Good
been nice.
episode.
It's been nice. It's been nice.
Let's go watch the rest of this shitty Monday Night Football game.
It can't be worse than last week's.
It can't be. No, there's no way.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Damn, what are you doing here?
Sipping.
You don't drink beer anymore, do you?
I don't love beer. I like it.
You like beer.
I like it.
You don't like what the beer does to the body.
Exactly.
I respect that.
Yeah. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Appreciate it.
Peace.
You guys are the best.